In this video, we're going to talk about a bit of the advocacy side of my platform. And it's important to remember that as a students' union, it is our job not only to provide services for students, but we are the representative body of all students. That being said, advocacy issues are issues external to the organization. That means they're not things we have direct control over, but they're things we advocate for on your behalf. The first major advocacy item in my platform is the rollover of all OneCard money from year to year. Students lose hundreds of dollars at the end of the year by the university just taking whatever money's left on their OneCard on April 31st. Ensuring that these dollars roll over from year to year will help the financial stability and health of our students because really it's your money that they're taking. One of the things that really stresses students out is planning. So one of my goals is to advocate for the university to provide access to book lists and exam schedules earlier in the year. In fact, at several universities in Ontario, exam times actually come out with your class schedule. Having these introduced earlier allows students to plan ahead, but more importantly with book lists, it allows you to buy them elsewhere because we all know you can find your books cheaper than at the bookstore. One of my big initiatives is to have Greek life recognized as a university group by the university itself. This will benefit Greek life because it brings in a couple things. First, it gives them access to campus resources. That means space, get involved, fairs, those kinds of things. The second benefit is that it allows them to get recognition for the work they do both in the community and their philanthropic work. One of my big goals is to introduce 24-hour access to the library for the entire fall and winter semester. This initiative was actually brought up 4 years ago, and the university made no objection to the price tag, as it would be the university paying for it, not the students' union. Their objection was merely an ideological one based off the librarian at the time who didn't want students staying up all night. That librarian is now gone, and the conversation is different. Students are going to stay up late studying, whether we give them the space to or not. So, as a university and as the representative of students to the university, it's important to ensure that we provide a safe space for students to do work in, since they're going to stay up anyways. As far as other study space initiatives go, the reality is that opening in a year and a half is the GIE across the street, which means most of our study space issues will not really be the same in a year and a half. So until then, it's focusing on temporary solutions like utilizing the concourse and utilizing the church during peak times like midterms and finals so that we can provide more space for students just in those periods as holdover until we get more space. One of the last things I want to work on for study space is ensuring that we have 24-hour access to classrooms in core academic buildings. That focuses primarily on the Daub, Arts, Peters, and Schlegel. Unfortunately, the science can't be changed because it's for security reasons that the labs on the second and third floor have restricted access at night because they have controlled substances. But we can focus on ensuring that the rest of our academic buildings and our core academic buildings have 24-hour access to classrooms so students can use them whenever they want. In addition to this, it's important to make our classrooms more accessible to groups on campus. This means looking at the online room booking system that the university currently has and trying to improve it and create a better one that brings it really into the 21st century, because as most people who have tried to book space on campus know, it's not only very difficult to find the form, but the system itself is not very effective once you do. I want to ensure that our students' union, who regularly lobbies and works with the City of Waterloo, is focusing on issues of student safety in the areas where students live around campus. This can be things as simple as police patrols and better lighting to make these areas feel safer and be safer for students as they're walking through them every day. One of the things we're going to do is we're going to work on a brand reevaluation of the terrace. And this is something Airmark, our food service operator, has actually already brought up. And so it's looking at the businesses we currently offer and saying, is this best meeting student needs and student desires? And if it's not, what can we replace it with to fill that role? Additionally, looking at Union Market. Union Market is our best outlet to meet the varying dietary restrictions of different students. So saying, what can we do with Union Market to address dietary concerns that students have now that the dining halls become a closed system? As the Brantford campus expands, one of the things we really need to focus on with the university are space issues. This means as new space is acquired, new buildings, etc., we need to look at what are priorities for students. That will tend to include a library, better study space, and food services. One of the things that Brantford students have shown a desire for is a student life levy similar to the one we have in Waterloo currently. Now, this is a new fee for students, so it's not my intention to say, yeah, we're introducing this, or no, we're not. What I do want to do is bring this to referendum so students in Brantford have the option to say, yes, this is something we see as valuable, or no, it's not, and allow them to make that decision. But first, we need to bring it forward. One of the big issues I've always come across talking to Brantford students is parking space, and the fact that you have to pay a lottery entrance fee and still might not even get a parking space. This is an easy fix to work with the university to ensure that fee is removed so that students don't have to pay to not even possibly get a spot. One of the last big advocacy items with Brantford is ensuring that meal plans do not become mandatory next year, and ensuring that they continue to not be mandatory until we provide actual food services on campus. These meal plans would lock students into high-cost plans, increasing their financial stress that allows them only to use it at a very limited number of locations. Most importantly, these meal plans won't actually have a tax exemption, so you gain none of the benefits of regularly having a meal plan. My goal with advocacy items is to ensure that all of our advocacy items are achievable, and thus I've vetted all of them through the university prior to putting them in my platform to ensure that they are realistic and achievable. The thing to remember with advocacy items is they're not, unfortunately, under the direct control of the Students' Union, but are instead things we have to advocate for to the university or to the municipalities and the provincial government on behalf of students. If you haven't already, check out the rest of my platform videos to get informed, or connect with us online at ChandlerForPresident.com, Facebook, Chandler for President, or Twitter at ChandlerForPres.